doing now as Miss Hawaii USA. Growing up was really difficult for me. I came from an abusive home. I was diagnosed with PTSD at the age of 10, and that was something that was really difficult for me to share with people because I didn't think that anyone else my age or in my class was going through something like that. I now am inspiring other women to be as strong as I am because I wasn't able to come up with my story until 8 years after it happened. The moment I did share it, I feel like it was a sense of release. Like I felt so free and so uplifted. I had to go through all these different hardships in order to get to this place where I'm so grateful and blessed for everything that I do have.
I have a platform and it's called #WaitToText, and it is a pledge to stop texting while driving. I created back in 2015 when two very important people to me were killed in a fatal car accident. This traumatic experience for my family brought so much heartbreak and pain that I didn't want anybody else to ever have to feel like that. So far, I have over 1,000 signed pledges. So my mom has taught me to never give up. We come from very humble beginnings and have gone through many triumphs. And the one thing that my mom has taught me is to keep pushing forward, no matter who or what pulls you down.
Seeds of Smiles started when I was 6 years old. I was opening my Christmas present and I realized that many children probably didn't get anything for Christmas. So I asked my mom if we could share my toys with them. We started out by giving away 12 toys, and every year the number kept increasing. We're very happy to be contributing to our communities. Today we have probably given away more than 3,500 toys between Colombia and Georgia. I am very passionate about children. Being able to help them and making an impact in their lives makes me feel very blessed. I think we have to focus on our children. They are our future generations. Our world will depend on them.
Helping people is just something that makes me very, very, very happy. I was part of a huge hurricane relief effort in Puerto Rico. I think that's something that was very profound in my life when it happened because I've never experienced something like that. And being in that chaos that was happening the first 2 weeks just really showed me how engaged I was to making things happen for the relief efforts. I would run logistics, I was at the warehouse. I did a lot of things to make sure that people got what they needed, and that's where I found like, wow, this is something that I really love to do. To me, it's important for women to love themselves just how they are. That's the only way that you can fully concentrate on yourself and go after whatever you want in your life.
My family means the world to me. Growing up, it was always just me, my mom, and my sister. My mom always taught us to give back to our community because growing up I didn't have everything, and with that I volunteer at a homeless shelter in DC that's near and dear to my heart. We tackle the homeless issue in DC. I am very passionate about helping others and leaving a footprint on everyone's heart. I think we're all here for a reason and a purpose, and it's so important to find your purpose here. I now have my own cake business called Caked by Brice, and where I bake various cakes throughout DC and the East Coast area. What I would tell little girls that want to become entrepreneurs is just go for it. If you're scared to do something in life, it's not going to happen. It's not going to fall in your lap.
I've been riding horses since I was 5 years old. The first pony's name was Twinkle Toes. I grew up in the pasture. Sometimes it was a really positive experience and sometimes I was getting thrown every day. But it really taught me to get back up and to care for something that's outside of myself. Depression has actually been a part of my life for a long time. It's very genetic in my family. It reached a low point when I was a junior in college. It felt like I was going to have to drop out at one point. The low point drove me to actually seek help. And that's the number one message I want to spread to anyone dealing with any sort of mental illness, is that opening up about it, it gives you the power back because you're addressing it and taking care of it rather than it owning you and having this power of secrecy and shame. When you open up to somebody and you seek help, you're taking your power back.
Judo is something that I am extremely passionate about. At a very young age, I wanted to educate myself in self-defense, and wanting to be a future police officer, I thought there was no better sport to join than Judo. I am studying criminal justice. I'm pursuing a career in law enforcement to become a police officer. I have always wanted to be a police officer ever since I was a little girl. I've had a very strong passion inside of me to always want to help people, and I think it comes from the family that I was raised with. My only two siblings are identical twins, and they have Prader-Willi syndrome, and they're also mentally and physically challenged. By growing up with my brothers, I've had a very strong sense of compassion instilled in me at a very young age. They are the reason why I take advantage of every single opportunity that I'm given, and they're the reason why I'm here competing at Miss USA.
I was diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome at 11 years old. When your parotid gland is the size of a tangerine, like literally out here, it's really hard to see yourself as beautiful. It's really hard to see yourself as a part of society, honestly. I felt that different. My mom and my dad looked me in the eyes all the time, and they reminded me how beautiful I was, but not just on the outside, on the inside too. A competition like this, everyone's gorgeous and everyone's so smart. I've met so many amazing women. You have to realize that they are them for a reason and I am me for a reason. I don't let life stand in my way, and I won't let life stand in my way.
I'm an ICU registered nurse, and I am also a full-time doctoral student in a nurse practitioner program and will graduate as a nurse practitioner next year. My father passed away from colon cancer when I was 4 years old, and I just wanted to be a nurse ever since then. I wanted to make sure that any other family that was ever going through the tragedy that we went through had great nursing care like we did. I've also given over 70 public keynote speeches to various nursing communities around America. I tell everyone my nursing story, how I came into nursing, and then I also tell them about how passionate I am about nursing and advocating for our profession, defending what we do, working towards legislation that keeps us safe. I just love nursing. I've always felt in my heart and soul that this is what I was meant to do.
My mother, she is my everything, and I am currently following in her footsteps. She was Miss Tennessee USA back in 1981. She has never pushed me to do pageantry or anything along those lines, and when I decided that I was going to compete, she basically hit the floor and was shocked. But she has been my everything since day one and has taught me everything I know. Personally, I feel a responsibility to tell women, listen, your value and how you value yourself, it's not measured upon your successes or how great you are at something, but rather just your personal decision to do things and have experiences and have opportunities that challenge you. My mother has always told me the Eleanor Roosevelt quote that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.